Oh man. What a chapter. What a chapter yesterday we had, boys and girls. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then y'all niggas are not educated. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, this is not the video for you, because this is for chapter 1079, or a specific aspect of it. And if you are one of those people who caught up, then this is the video for you. Without further ado, greetings and bienvenue, people. What's good? SS Anime. I am here today to talk about a specific thing that happened in the chapter yesterday. If you don't understand, I did a live yesterday for chapter 1079 yesterday. So if you want to check that out, go check it out. Why is my man sweating? Oh, this nigga is sweating, nigga. Oh, this man is sweating. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh my god. It's on my playlist for YouTube Reacts. And I will say this, it is one of the best chapters we have for at least this year. Maybe for the entirety of the series. But we gotta talk about a specific issue. And this issue consists of, well, mainly Kid. Kid and Shanks particular.
No, you're not wrong.
But it's mainly Kid.
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay then.
Specifically Kid. And how the fandom treats him in this chapter. Now, I'm not gonna say no names, but I will show you a lot of clips of a lot of people. When I was scrolling on TikTok after the chapter, and my god, was I seeing a bunch of vague, like, information of what happened to Kid.
I don't want to hear from any Useless Kid fans for the next year. Spoiler warning for the recent chapters of One Piece, but why wait to be disappointed? Let's take a sec to talk about Useless Captain Kid, or as I'll forever call him, Useless Captain Mid. It's been known for quite some time that he lost his arm to Shanks in some sort of battle, but it's been recently brought to light that he lost his arm without even seeing Shanks. What a joke. If you made it this far, I probably don't have a double down on spoiler warnings, but double down on spoiler warning, because in the most recent chapter, when he finally did see Shanks, he was no-dipped and lost not just his arm, but his entire career. Make all the excuses for him that you want, I'm not listening. This man's a jobber, and the worst generation is looking more and more like Luffy and pals every day.
Bro, I don't know what to say about Kid anymore. This guy is so trash. I literally can't compare him to Luffy and Law. I want to, because Kid is one of my favorite supernovas. He used to be my favorite supernova. He's such a cool character, but he gets trashed on by literally everyone. He's been literally treated as a joke in the New World time and time and time again. He was supposed to be like the quote-unquote Luffy's rival amongst the supernovas. He just got one-shot. Spoilers for the latest chapter of One Piece. He just got one-shotted by Shanks. Listen, I get it. It's Shanks, okay? But one-shotted, bro. One-shotted. I wasn't expecting you to win, but you could have at least done something. Luffy wouldn't have gotten one-shotted. Law wouldn't have gotten... Maybe Law. But Law wouldn't have gotten one-shotted. I don't think so. He's smarter than that, but...
To be fair, what they said in those videos are true. It's just they didn't mention specific parts. Now, a lot of people think Kid's falling off. A lot of people think, oh, Kid's in a pack, which he is. And that's to be expected because it's Shanks. But, me personally, I would like to speak on how not only people are thinking disingenuous about Kid, I personally think Kid has gotten a lot higher despite his his one-sided ass whooping of an L.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? The fuck?
And that is this specific aspect where Kid was facing, Kid was looking at like the fleet ships, right? And as you can see, Shanks' fleet is not as strong, which kind of fits his character. I don't like. We all came to the mindset that Shanks would never really be the type of person to have a grand fleet. But to see that Shanks' fleet is not really all that strong compared to like the Beast Pirates or the Big Mom Pirates, with the exception of like the Giants, it makes sense. Now, what is that to say? There is a lot of fodder in Shanks' whole shit, right? And Kid was looking at them like, you know, they're fucking fodder. They were fucking fodder.
Know your fucking place, trash.
And even Killer, you know, with his Zorro persona, like, don't sleep on these niggas. They look fodder, but don't sleep on them. And Kid was like, I'ma flatline them 10 seconds. The same thing that happened in the Blackbeard versus Law chapter, where Law just straight up just went to Awakening. He basically did that himself. Well, no, lie. My bad. It wasn't his awakening.
What do you mean by that?
If anything, it was his regular ability, which I'm gonna get to real quick. And maybe either another video or this one. And basically, this nigga used a damn pumped, right? Or he was going to use a damn pumped, and Shanks speed blitzed him. We'll say that he quote unquote speed blitzed him. And just like that, Kid got one-shotted.
Psych!
Or, as I would think to say from other people's perspective. Now, to be fair, he did got one-shotted, but there was a specific thing that Shanks did in this particular chapter where not only it was confirmed, and I didn't think I mentioned it in the live, but it is confirmed he is an advanced observation haki user. He is able to see into the future, which I personally think that would already been a given since haki is his main forte. So more likely he's going to have advanced observation haki, but people just wanted to confirm it. He saw into the future of what Kid would have, of how dangerous Kid was to his crewmates, the little father ships or whatever. And that's the reason why he was completely he used the move that Roger used, Divine Departure, which I might say not only looks but is actually stronger, at least visually speaking. It's stronger looking than when Roger did it. Now, a lot of people took that specific concept, took that whole thing and ran with it and said, well, you know, Kid is trash. Kid should no longer be a part of the supernova. Kid is not a contender. And I sat there, I was like, scratch my chin. So we're not going to look at the fact that this man saw great danger in Kid when he saw into the future. We're not going to look upon the fact that this man did not send Lucky Roo. He did not send Yasop. He did not send Ben Beckman. He did not send Monster of all people. This man personally saw into the future and saw this man's Kid, how dangerous he was and how much power he was packing. Oh, before that, even he said it himself, never underestimate a 3 billion berry pirate, which is Kid. And because Lucky Roo and everybody else was like, don't worry, we'll take care of this. And even Shanks saw something in this Kid. Shanks said, listen, do not underestimate a 3 billion berry bounty man. And I think, what's his name, Hongo gave him a piece of information of Kid, and he realized that he's quite a troublemaker. Not to mention, he asked Yasop, is Kid wounds have been healed after Wano country? And Yasop, was like, yeah, technically his wounds are being healed, right? So with all that being said, this man, after all that he said, they didn't even, people mentioned this, but people mention it in the mindset of, oh, you can't make an argument to say, oh, well, Kid was still wounded, therefore he couldn't go up against Kid. No. He couldn't go up against Shanks. My bad. They use it as a mindset of to keep on downplaying Kid, when they should have taken it as, this man clearly saw something in Kid. And it's a fact, because this man saw into the future. He saw the damage what Kid could have done. He saw the damage Kid would have done, and he personally stepped in and completely one-shotted him. Now, The one shot was very obvious. It's Shanks. But the fact that this man saw a threat in Kid, not only that he saw a threat in Kid, this man started to fucking sweat. And if you have been a One Piece fan for a long time, you know that when it comes to big dudes sweating, it's a problem. When it comes to Dragon sweating, when he heard of Blackbeard's shit, he sweated. A lot of people sweated when Blackbeard got 2 devil fruits in Marineford. So the sweat is real. And I think this is for the first time we have ever seen Shanks sweat. And it is against Eustace Captain Kidd. I want y'all to think about that real quick. Now, a lot of people are going to nitpick and be like, well, it's fodder characters, so, you know, it shouldn't be taken as much. If it's fodder characters, which they are in the sense, the fleet that Kid was going to flatline in 10 seconds, this nigga literally was going to flatline them, as we see in the future that Shanks said. If that was the case, why didn't he send Ben Beckman? Why didn't he send Lucky Roo? Why didn't Lucky Roo observation? Why didn't Lucky Roo, as been portrayed as one of the fastest people in the verse, right? Why couldn't he speed blitz Kid? Why couldn't Yasub observation hockey sense this shit? Why couldn't any of his subordinates take care of this? Why did Shank personally have to go there? Ooh. Ooh. I'm just saying, okay? If this man was really fodder like that, this man wouldn't, because remember, in previous chapters, it was already stated that the first encounter Kid had with the red hair pirates, he never even saw Shanks. He never even gained a glimpse from Shanks. And for all the niggas who be saying that Monster was the dude that took Shanks' arm, it was said in the chapter, or at least it was been hinted off, that it was Ben Beckman. So this man was as close to first commander, or at least at that point he was first commander, than we already thought. So if that man was as weak as what people say it is, why couldn't Ben Beckman just, you know, go do the same thing he did with Kid before? Why didn't Lucky Roo do something? Why didn't Yasub do something? Why didn't Hongo do something? Lime Juice, Bong Punch, Monster. This man saw into the future. This man not only glared this man glare was intense. This man was mad serious. And for all the people, and why does that mean something? For all the people who has been saying that Kid should not be taken serious, Shanks took him serious. Shanks saw a threat in Kid. Shanks saw into the future and saw Kid as a big problem. Now, to me personally, that give credit to Kid even more than what anybody would give him. Me personally. Because the fact that Shanks saw into the future and saw a threat, and even, let me tell you this, right? Not only, and he was sweating too. This man was not only sweating, this man called out Dory and Brogri. This man called out backup for shit, and he personally went there. Instead of him not meeting Shanks, instead of him not interfering, and he could have completely let anybody go and fight Kid, he personally went to Kid to one-shot him. And even if you don't want to give Kid his props in that perspective, even if you still don't want to believe it, I want to add salt to injuries a little bit more. Since niggas want to be petty against Kid, I might as well be petty too. This nigga Kid has showed more threat to Shanks Then when Mihawk pulled up to the red hair pirates way back then, to when he pull up, to when Shanks pull up to fucking Whitebeard, to Blackbeard having 2 fucking devil fruits, and the last but not least, this nigga kid showed more threat to Shanks than when Green Bull did pulling up to Wano Country. When Mihawk walked up to Shanks, this nigga was not sweating. He kind of gave him a glare a little bit. He gave him a glare, but he was not sweating. When Whitebeard wanted to fight Shanks on the Moby Dick or whatever, I forgot. I think that's the name of his ship. And the sky and the heavens are split. This nigga did not sweat. He just drank his sake and just went to scrapping. When Blackbeard had 2 fucking devil fruits, and this man was out here cocky than a motherfucker, and Shanks pulled up, this man did not fucking sweat. And this man Blackbeard just said, I'm not ready for Shanks. And Green Bull got it worse, because at least Mihawk, Blackbeard, and Whitebeard, at least they saw Shanks. It's either Shanks pull up to them or them pull up to Shanks. This nigga Green Bull, Shanks was not eat. Shanks got it. Green Bull got it worse because Shanks wasn't even in the vicinity. This man got a non-named hockey attack. That completely a non-named hockey attack of Conqueror's Hockey, Bluetooth Conqueror's Hockey, that stretched for fucking miles, and completely put this man in the fucking fetal position. But for Kid, But for Kid, at first, hell, it was, you know what's so funny? Previously in the chapter where we first, the previous time we saw this whole encounterment in Elbaf, Shanks was like, this man can give us the rope poneglyph or scram or dies. I think that's what he said, dies, right? And he was mad cocky. And he has the right to be cocky, because it's Shanks. This nigga saw into the future of the threat that Kid is, and this man started to fucking sweat. Remember, he never sweat against Blackbeard, he never sweat against Whitebeard, he never sweat against Green Bull, he never sweat against fucking what's his name, Mihawk. This nigga sweat against Kid. Not only he never sweat against any of them niggas, this is the first time we've ever seen this much concern from Shanks. This man had as much concern like when Dragon had concern for Blackbeard. Fuck. My bad, earpiece dropped. So, you see where I'm going with this. I'm not taking away from the fact that Kid got one-shotted, because it's pretty obvious. Kid got one-shotted. And I know a lot of people is going to, go back to the Law versus Blackbeard fight. Blackbeard is not Shanks. Blackbeard has his own way of fighting. Blackbeard has been consistently taking damage. That is a part of his character. That is a part of his fighting IQ. You can't give the same thing. You can't compare Law versus Blackbeard to Kid versus Shanks, because Shanks fights differently from Blackbeard and Blackbeard fights differently from Shanks. And even when Blackbeard got tagged, this man got right back up, did the Blackbeard Black Vortex, and got off screen. Hell, in this chat we saw the Blackbeard pirates. Now, to be fair, I don't think, maybe that's not the main ship, so maybe that's not Blackbeard's ship, but it is a part of it. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Who knows? It could be very one-sided. This nigga Shanks not only saw the terror in Black in Kid. This man was so concerned. He even, not only that, he said it is quite a feat. This man said that the damage was too fucking sincere. So for all the niggas who be shitting on the damn punk, saying that, oh, the damn punk is nowhere near the Puncture Willie.
Shut up, bitch!
Fuck out of here. Wrong. And what makes this so impressive, the damn punk is not an awakening attack.
The fuck? The fuck?
Now I know that might confuse some people. Because in the way previous of chapters when they were fighting Big Mom, Kid asked Law, do you have awakening? Yes, he did. And they both show shit that we don't regularly see them do in the fight particular, and they kind of add in the damn punk and the bull thing that he did as awakening. That was an awakening ability. That was a part of his regular, his regular Devil Fruit abilities. But I might get into that in another video, a shorter video. But yeah, this man did a named attack to fucking Kid, Divine Departure, which is the same attack that he used, that Roger used against Oden. Again, he never, flashbacks would say otherwise, but as far as we know, with every single confrontation with Shanks, with other people, he's never sweated, he's never been that concerned like that, he's never shown any named attacks to any of these dudes. He never showed a named attack when he was fighting Whitebeard. And he never shown a named attack against Green Bull. He just gave them this man a hockey. This man had spiritual pressure, and that shit was heavy. But for Kid, immediate named attack. Before the first time Kid encountered the Red Hair Pirates, he never had a glimpse of Shanks. Second, this encounter, not only that this man got a glimpse of Shanks, Shanks personally intervened the fight. Not Ben Beckman, not Yasop, not Lucky Roo, not Hongo, not Building Snake, not Monster, not Bonk Punch, not Howling Gal, none of them niggas. Not Dorian Brogy, you feel me? None of them dudes. I want you to understand that. How that jump, that gap of concern of power from you've never had a glimpse of Shanks for your first encounterment to him personally being concerned on what would happen and him intervening. Because the man was concerned. The dude was concerned. It don't matter how much you try to nitpick it. The nigga had beads of fucking sweat because he saw into the future how dangerous Kid was. And this nigga gave him a named fucking attack. Not no powerful Wi-Fi hockey like he did to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Not no fucking powerful Wi-Fi hockey like he did to Green Bull. Not no regular clash like he did to Whitebeard. A named attack. The first named attack we have ever seen from this man for 25 fucking years is against one of the supernovas that everybody hated. I want you to think about that. I'm not taking away from the fact that he got one-shotted, but there's a difference between him being one-shotted just because and Shanks being concerned, therefore he one-shotted him. There's a difference. Oh, there's a difference. There is a big difference. So again, for all the niggas who are shitting on Kid because Kid got one-shotted, remember, this man Kid went from he never seen Shanks in his first encounter, and one of his henchmen, the first commander, mind you, it wasn't like anybody, it wasn't Monster, first commander, allegedly was the one, because it was depicted in the previous chapters, that he was the one who took his arm. He went from that to this man being so powerful, to the fact that Shanks said never underestimate a 3 billion berry man, the fact that this man was concerned if this man was healthy, and the fact that this man got intel. This man, that's another thing. He got intel on who he is, which means that this man this man said he was quite the troublemaker. He got intel on him. I want you to understand that. Kid, you can argue Kid didn't get that much intel from Shanks, but he got intel from him. Shanks got intel for him, and he intervened. This man went from not seeing Shanks to Shanks being worried of what would happen because he saw into the future and intervened personally. So for all the niggas who are saying that Kid is this like loser or some shit, I want you to understand this man came from the perspective of him not seeing the glimpse of Shanks. This man's damn punk was so powerful, it pulled the ships that was in front of him, and this man saw niggas die. Shanks saw niggas dying, and he was like, even Ben Bettman was like, you saw a hell of a future. Why didn't he let Ben Bettman do what he had to do? Why didn't he let Yasop do what he had to do? Lucky Roo, portrayed to be the fastest character in the verse, portrayal allegedly. Why didn't he do some shit? Why didn't any of his crew did? Why couldn't it have been the repeat process of what happened previously? No, Shanks intervened. He even said the damage was he even said the damage is severe, and I want you to say this again. That was not his awakening attack. I want to say that. So, with all that being said, what do y'all think? Because I know for a fact that a lot of people is shitting on Kid, and you know it's Kid, so you know Kid is ultimately not gonna get that much respect, and you know that's fine. I personally don't care. I'm more like narrative over power scaling. A lot of things like people don't like to add on, like the fact that this man saw into the future. Mind you, he saw into the future. Out of all the people we've seen, out of all the abilities we've seen, for 25 years, this man has never shown a named attack, and the first time he did it was against Kid. That should say something. That should say something. Out of all the people this man could have sweated, he could have sweated against Blackbeard with 2 devil fruits in Marineford. He could have sweated with an old sickly Whitebeard versus another one arm versus a man with 1 arm. So it's equal shit, you could argue. Out of all the niggas he sweated, Blackbeard versus Shanks. Shanks didn't sweat it. Whitebeard, he didn't sweat. Mihawk pulled up, didn't sweat. Greenbow was antagonizing Water Country, didn't sweat. He sunned that man. Out of all the niggas he could have sweat, he sweat against Kid because of the future he saw and the threat levels he saw from Kid. So, what do y'all think? Comment down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Click the notification bell for more content. I will be making another video about Kid when it comes to his whole awakening sequence, because a lot of people get things confused when it comes to like Kid's powers, especially in this one. Kid was not even going all out. Kid didn't even use his awakening. That's another thing. But I'm gonna save that for another video. Maybe this day, maybe next week, maybe. So without further ado, I'm gonna catch y'all next time.